Awesome. Welcome, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We'll just wait till everyone files in. Super excited today to talk with Jeremiah about conversational commerce. So we'll just give it a few seconds.
And by the way, guys, we're going to answer some questions, so feel free to leave them on the Q&A. We're going to take some time at the end.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll just give it a few more seconds. Jeremiah, how's your Wednesday going?
Very well, very well. Finally, a little bit of rain.
Yeah.
It was quite intense here in Quebec for the last couple of days, so we're glad about that.
Awesome. That sounds good. I guess we're a minute in, so we may as well just kick it off. What we'll do is, Jeremiah mentioned, is we'll hold some questions at the end. So we'll be talking today about conversational commerce, and we know that that is two ways, and the questions that we'll answer are one way, but we'll save those to the end. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen here. So today, Octane AI and Polysleep are talking about conversational commerce to build long-term relationships. So typically we see brands are emailing, they're sending one-way communications. Polysleep's done something really different, and they've done a fantastic job of it, which is talking directly with their customers. So I'm super excited to ask Jeremiah some questions. I'll just give some brief intro about myself and then give it to Jeremiah. So I'm Katie, I'm on the Octane AI team. Octane AI is a Facebook Messenger and SMS marketing automation platform. So Polysleep is one of our customers, using us really, really well for Facebook Messenger and engaging with their customers. I'll hand it over to Jeremiah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jeremiah Curvers. I am the founder and CEO of Polysleep. We are a direct-to-consumer mattress and sleep product company. A bit of my background, I've been working with Trade Desk, digital agency, and technology company, leveraging data to create solutions for large national brands in my past life. And now it's all about making sure we help Canadians and people in the United States sleep better, basically.
Awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how Polysleep started and how you launched it?
Yeah, it is a bit of a funny story. Long story short, originally when we thought about starting Polysleep with the other co-founder who have a lot of experience in foam manufacturing, I was on board with the project to really kickstart the project, but I was not expecting continuing with it. A double herniated disc got me bedridden for a couple of months, and I realized how important a sleeping surface can be. So after that, I really decided to go full-time, investing myself into building a brand that's going to last in an era where mattress in a box were really taking space, making noise in a very stagnant industry. Our approach was a little bit different. We wanted to build a brand that would last, because as many of you probably are aware, and if I were to ask the question to everybody in the audience, most people don't even know the brand of what they're sleeping on right now. And we wanted to disrupt that by having a better product and marketing strategies and a connection with our customer, where if someone would ask them, what are you sleeping on? They would gladly answer, oh, it's a Polysleep. So that's what we're really working towards. From a marketing standpoint, from a story standpoint, and obviously trying to get the best product possible at a fair price for our customers. This is what describes Polysleep, basically.
Awesome. So when you started marketing Polysleep, you just launched, what were the first avenues that you took it to?
So direct to consumer was very appealing for the sole reason that it was allowing us to really focus our efforts toward research and development for our products, rather than seeking investment to open traditional stores, brick and mortar, find employees, and all the costs related to that really adds up quickly. Running a business online was something very interesting. That being said, at the time when we started, the technology, the roll pack technology that basically allow you to put the mattress in a box was still quite new. So that was a little bit of a logistical effort to find the right partners to create our products and allow us to ship it directly to the consumer. But this is what made the most sense to us based on our mission. The idea we have at Polysleep is really to cut all unnecessary expense that ultimately really don't help our customers sleep better. Transport was obviously one of the biggest drawback. It cost a fortune, just like brick and mortar. Now, after that, we realize how hard it is to sell a ticket item that is often over $1,000 to a consumer, where he can't usually even interact with it or touch it. And this is where storytelling, UI, UX, and marketing efforts come in place.
So when you launched marketing, I know that now we're talking about two-way marketing, but what was the first channel that you opened up to? Was it like email or Facebook ads? And what were the metrics that you guys really cared about when you first started?
At the beginning, obviously, was to get recognition. You're a new brand that sell $1,000 mattress. Nobody heard of you. So right from the get-go, we knew referral marketing and ambassador and affiliation would be one way to go. So this is where we massively invested. There's a lot of websites that offer reviews in order for small commissions. They're affiliates partner, and they drive a lot of traffic. So rather than investing massive amount into Facebook and Google advertisements, we really tried to showcase that we had a better product, or a product that is different and that could really fit with a customer base that is probably seeking for that, to these websites that attracts millions of visitors every month. And that's what we did. That was really the first channel we hit. With that, obviously, our email marketing strategies and then the typical Google AdWords, Facebook ads followed.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't think that you could buy a mattress, especially in Canada, and not see Polysleep if you're doing your research, for sure.
Now, yes, definitely.
Awesome. I think so. Jeremiah and I were chatting before this, and we were trying to think about like why they actually implemented Facebook Messenger and two-way marketing. So maybe tell us a bit about why you went that way and what the challenge was that you were seeing.
Yes. The biggest challenge across every marketing platform or media platform, such as Facebook, Google, or email marketing, it's always one way. You either send a promotion or try to educate the customer or give them valuable information. But for the person to interact with you, it's really hard to get an interaction that is in real time. Let's say a Facebook ad, you'll have some comments, or the person might actually hit you on Messenger, but often it's quite rare. Or when you send an email, as a rule, it's always from an email database where the person always see do not reply at polysleep.com or do not reply at something, which create complexity around the real thing that mattered to me, which is having a conversation. Just like when you go in a store. When you go in a store, you do expect to interact with the product and someone who can give you valuable information. And we were really scratching our head on how to do that efficiently without ramping headcounts or costs. And this is where Octane technology came in hand. But yeah, email, the problem is just like it's written there, it's one way.
Awesome. Yeah, I think something every brand is trying to avoid is having an inbox that looks like this for customers. Email is being used by all brands, but I think Facebook Messenger is being used really well by only a handful of brands, really. And Polysleep is doing a fantastic job there. So I wanted to also, I noticed that Polysleep has live chat on site. So this is a really great way that your customer support team helps customers, but I think I wanted to know from you, like how this helps your support team or what this allows you to learn from your customers.
Yes. So the live chat on the website, we took the decision to really keep it with a person behind. There's no automation involved for the sole reason that most of the questions happen now, especially with Octane, before the customer lands on our website. And this is where automation can be very helpful. When they go on the website, often it's going to be something a lot more technical, and these questions needs to be answered by someone for the sole reason that this creates great opportunity to convert the actual potential customer. So that's our approach everywhere on our website, and it's really non-intrusive. If someone want to chat, it's quite visible, but the chat window will not open asking, hey, we saw you've been doing this or that. We think people are intelligent and used to that enough nowadays to really go there if they want to. Just like the phone number you can see is always accessible. So if someone prefer to talk with us, they can call us. We have other way to re-interact with them in case someone leave their screen or there's no direct interaction with a product page or things like that. So that's our approach at the moment for the chat itself.
That's awesome. I think that makes total sense. So Gorgeous is actually one of our integration partners. So one of the things that Polysleep is doing here is keeping customer support on the site itself, because I think you said it perfectly, where questions will be a lot more technical. And then on Facebook, it's actually automated. So I think Polysleep has really great FAQs set up in Facebook Messenger that are completely automated. And if this goes unanswered, then it can send to customer support itself. So why don't you tell us a bit about the actual Facebook Messenger side of it and what you found really works well there?
Yes. Generally speaking, throughout the years helping different brands, and I applied that to Polysleep, the one thing a customer don't like is cross-platform interaction when there's no meaningful reason to do that. So if you are on Facebook navigating through your friend's post and already being exposed to quite a bunch of ads, the last thing you want is to have a conversation popping up that doesn't make a lot of sense, that drives you to something else than Facebook. So when we sat down with Octane team, our objective was really to create a seamless experience where all the information we have on our website is accessible for the user on Messenger. So right now, if you navigate on the home page or if you go to the product page, the same exact information have been replicated with simple ways to navigate between pages using Octane and our chatbot. And at the same time, you always have the capacity to talk to a live agent. And this is where you're brought to the website, because at that point, the person really want to push forward. If they're not interested, that's when we're going to re-interact with them, but still it's going to be on Messenger, on Facebook, inside the platform, rather than pulling them out somewhere else.
Awesome. I think launching different channels, whether it's like using live chat for customer support and then also using Facebook Messenger and email, I think that's something that when I've talked to brands, it's a very intimidating thing to launch, like to add another channel where customers can interact. What were your main concerns before implementing Facebook Messenger as a channel?
The format, just like when we had to start working on responsive designs to fit certain mobile screen, you have limited amount of character before it becomes too much. So you really need to see that as a completely separate line of business, just like a marketplace. You know, if you do sell your product on, let's say, Amazon, you will not necessarily put the same information at the same spot, because that will have an impact on the user navigation flow and conversion rate. So the best exercise is to ask yourself, as a consumer, replacing your own product by something else, how would I like to navigate through this? And what information is the most valuable firsthand? And then where you add these different layers of complexity to add and improve the experience, generally speaking. That's really our approach with Messenger. And if we even look at Asia, for example, there's great example of that on WeChat, for example, where people can have seamless experience and actually even buy the product completely without leaving the platform. So it's just another way of creating a storefront. It's just that this storefront lives off on Messenger.
I think you guys do a great job. Like you can jump into Messenger, start talking with Polysleep, and then it sends you to the site and helps you answer your questions while still like giving you every opportunity to see all the information. And you actually just gave me the perfect segue. So here's just some Messenger statistic before I move forward. Just on open rates and average click-through rates and return on ad spend. But I think something that you guys also do really well is set customer expectations. So when you actually talk with Polysleep on Facebook Messenger, there's a bot that basically says, hey, I'm a bot, I'm not the customer support person. But when you talk to the bot a bit more, it gives you every opportunity to then go and talk to a real person. So what was your approach to really setting customer expectations, and why was that important to you guys?
Yeah, as a background, when we started working on the brand itself, if we had to put a persona behind our brand, rather looking at who are the persona we're going after, we ended up with, I would say, a mix between Tina Fey and Ellen DeGeneres. And from there, all all our initiative were gravitating around that. And looking at the audience that is on Facebook, we realized by looking at other chatbots that it's a very nice door for trollers. And God knows the internet have a lot of them. And the one thing we didn't want to do is to open a door where we lose control. So if you go back to the previous slide, actually, that's why we created a different persona that is fun. And it's the first virtual cat bot. And we call him Snooze. And throughout your whole experience, right from the get-go, Snooze tell you, I'm a cat bot, I'm a virtual assistant, and I'm not a real person. So you can expect that everything will not necessarily be perfect. That being said, at any time, if you want to speak with someone, someone is available. You can either call them or chat with them on our website. But that allows you to really set the tone and also make some funny stuff throughout the conversation without necessarily having someone full-time behind a desk answering the hundreds of people every day who interact with it.
Right. I think you guys do such a good job of that. And that's where you do customize the conversational experience to your brand. So I think I'll show the carousel that you have here. So you're able to easily click from Facebook Messenger into the website, compare Polysleep, and most of these links here as well launch different conversations with the cat bot. And there's different emojis and like language that's used. So like simple language like adding a smiley face or even like a yay and a purple heart helps emphasize the brand. Now, how did you determine that Tina Fey and Ellen DeGeneres were the voice of the cat bot?
And it's not just the catbot, actually. We really wanted someone who is humane and have this sense of humor while being respected and considered, highly intelligent. In our product development, we do have the same approach. As I said, we're a fun brand. We use fun colors. Our customer service and our relationship with the people who are our customers go beyond just selling a product. We really want them to be part of the Polysleep family. And these two celebrities were actually a good fit for that. And that just make it so much easier going forward when you build the website, even your CSR, the way we deal with returns, for example, is going through local charity to help people who are in needs, rather than sending it back to our factory and then redistributing it to larger companies that would either destroy it or give it back to other organisms or even sell it. So all across our different channels, we use that approach. And simple conversation, something that is understood by everybody, uh, seems simple for the user, but is often what is the most complex to come up with. And that is something we really appreciated with Octane AI, I have to say, because there is some other solutions available in the market, but you either have a full service opportunity where you do not have access to the platform, or you have access to a platform to create your own chatbot, but you don't have any help, or I would say service available with people who are truly knowledgeable about that platform to guide you through that. And this is where we had a great opportunity with Octane. You have access to the platform, but at the same time, you have an account manager, if you want to have one, that will really help you and guide you through all the necessary steps to do it. Because as you said earlier, having the idea is one thing, but implementing it correctly can seem overwhelming, especially at the beginning, because let's face it, nobody want to invest into a platform and then add an extra resource when they're not entirely sure the revenue stream that's going to generate. So Octane does a great job. You don't have to pay fortune to start working with the platform and have someone helping you set everything up. And by the time everything is done, you already see the revenue coming in, and then you can decide, am I onboarding someone internally full-time to manage that?
That's awesome. Yeah, I think we've touched a lot on like customer support and that two-way conversation, and that really helps build the relationship and have somebody get to know Polysleep and the language and what it's like. I think something that helps generate a ton of revenue are the ongoing campaigns. So whether it's for a giveaway or for a new product launch, any promotion that's being run. So I noticed that Polysleep's running a really great giveaway. So maybe tell us a little bit about how you use two-way marketing for giveaways or like one-time promotions.
This strategy is really piggyback really on gamification aspects you can see in video games. When you start, you learned the mechanic on how to control your character, and you have instant gratification by moving along different levels. This is the same approach we have when we try to speak with someone. We somehow steal valuable time they have, and we ask them to do something they did not originally intended to do. So our approach is to say, hey, you see an ad from us, might as well give you something in return. And often this is where contests are interesting. The problem with contests is that you do not only want to attract the specific people who are running after them. You really want to touch as many people as possible who are not necessarily contest runners. So how we do it is, let's say in this case, we do give 2 free pillows in a contest, but this is highly targeted towards people who will have kids using specific audience targeting on Facebook. So if, let's say, they start liking brands like Pampers or are looking for cribs or things that indicates they're going to be parents soon, they're going to see that ads. So seeing that ads, we ask them to click on the ads to participate. When they click, this is where the message shows up and say, thank you for your interest in these ads. Would you like to participate? Yes, count me in. And this is where we add the second layer of gamification and gratification, saying, congratulations on your new member of the family. At the same time, we would like to share with you a little gift, and we give them an extra percentage on what might interest them, which in this case is the crib mattress. And we have the same approach based on the different persona we're targeting with our every product. So the idea is really to say, give me something, here's your gift. Give me something in return, here is your gift. Because ultimately, when we look at hard metrics such as conversion rate or return on ad spend, the one thing we tend to forget is that time itself is an investment coming from the consumer, and we need that in order to move the funnel along. So at every step of the process, we always ask them, would you like to have something in return? And that truly helps with conversion rate at the end.
Awesome. And then I think how it typically works, like any sort of giveaway like this, in a typical situation, it would be like a landing page at an ad that goes to a landing page and then send an email after someone submits some sort of form. But the power of this is now if I'm clicking on this ad, I'm entering this giveaway, I'm actually opted into Messenger. So now I can also be retargeted with direct messages instead of ads, which is a really cool trick.
Yeah, and like you said, the good thing about that is that we don't pull the person outside of the platform. They remain on Facebook.
Exactly. And then, yeah, I think I just wanted to quickly mention that one of the main concerns I think a lot of brands had, and I'm sure that Polysleep had, is how does this work with email? I think it's really intimidating to try and set up all of these flows, but it's really not. I think our team is there to definitely help. And what you can do is integrate it with your email provider. So you don't have to contact everybody on all channels at all times. You can start segmenting based on the data that you have and make sure that you're talking to people on Messenger and not on email, and making sure that it's really customized to the person you're talking to. And then some takeaways. So takeaways are conversational marketing. It does allow you to build a better relationship with the customer. You can talk back and forth. You can send them direct messages. You can have conversations with them and learn about them. Really key things to pay attention to are setting customer expectations. So if they know that it's not the customer support rep, building specific brand language to make sure that you have some sort of personality that's really interacting with the customer, and then using ongoing campaigns that re-engage people on Messenger and allow you to have those conversations. And then, yeah, I think we'll open it up to Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, definitely let us know. I think we have one here. So could you demo point to a specific location of where a customer would begin interacting with Messenger? So there are, I can lightly touch on how to get Messenger opt-ins, but Jeremiah, definitely jump in. So you can get opt-ins on the Shopify site if you have like a pop-up or some sort of opt-in tool on the Shopify site. And you can also generate opt-ins off of the Shopify site. So with click to Messenger ads, where the Facebook ad itself sends somebody into Facebook Messenger, or if somebody actually goes to the Facebook page itself, starts a message with Facebook Messenger. Or I think Polysleep actually does this and does a good job. There's something called comment capture. So if you go to Polysleep's Facebook and you comment on a Polysleep post, you'll actually get a message in Messenger. And so that's a really good way to generate opt-ins as well.
Yeah. So in our case, like Katie said, the one I would say, or the two one that performs the most are the comments. As I said, we see it as the consumer. We take time from them. They leave us a comment. So right away, we give them a percentage off by just saying, thank you. Thank you for giving us feedback. Thank you for participating. And here's a little something for you. The other strategy that works well is exit pop-up. Rather than asking them for an email as they're exiting the website, we give them a rebate as well, and we opt them in on Facebook. We don't have an entry pop-up because we just find it a little bit too intrusive, but exit pop-up are working very well as well.
I think that's a really good answer to our second question as well. So in your opinion, Jeremiah, where does Messenger excel in the customer journey? Like at what point is it working the best? And then conversely, where is it really not great in the customer journey?
So it is definitely something I wouldn't use once a customer, let's say, have a problem related to, let's say, shipping delays or a customer experience that is not ideal. This is definitely something you want to manage one-to-one with someone. Where it's really good is every type of remarketing campaign, because instead of just taking time from their feed or where they navigate through the Google Display Network, you have the opportunity to re-engage the conversation saying, oh, we saw you went on our website, and then we have different approach. Based on what they did, it can be financing option, it can be additional discounts, And ultimately, if the person really went to the last step and did not purchase, we even try SMS to see if there's something else that could help them convert. This had a massive impact on our cart abandon recoup rate, where we were seeing, there's always a drop off between people who add something to their cart and then truly converts. And that allowed us to really bridge that gap, because that can be done instantaneously. If someone leaves the website 5 minutes after, they're already having a conversation on Facebook about it.
Awesome. And then I think we have one last question, and then we'll close out. How many customer interactions would you say that Polysleep gets on Facebook Messenger?
I already lost track, to be entirely honest. We have so many different channels. So on remarketing, it will depend on the overall amount of people we had on a website, but I would say more than thousands on this per day. Then for our giveaway strategies, we have ambassadors. And what we do is now, instead of driving people to a landing page to subscribe, these ambassadors actually have their own conversation where we simulate them answering the people who want to enter. So let's say we have a real estate agent called Tatiana Londono. And when you subscribe, Tatiana basically, the messenger will pop up and Tatiana will say, as if she was speaking, "Hey, it's Tatiana. Thank you for participating," et cetera, et cetera. So we have them across multiple channels. So to be honest, it's kind of hard to follow now.
That's awesome. I guess if there are any last questions, definitely send them to me at katie@octaneai.com, especially if they're for Jeremiah, I can help connect you. And yeah, thank you so much, Jeremiah. This was fantastic.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome.